I shared a lot of my process when it's been really challenging. And I also want to share my process when it's going into the most amazing part of my life, which is right now. The last 2 months with COVID has been the most transformational period of my life. Well, I say that, but if you have been on a transformational path, you also know that the challenges, the resistance, the depression, the anxiety, the shedding of all the parts of you that no longer serves you is also a part of your transformation. And I didn't really, thank God, I'm keeping a journal every day of what I'm going through. But one part that I didn't really catch that I have created now for myself, a part of me that has transformed is my confusion. Every day previously in my life, my mind would wake up and it will go against each other like this, or it will go in different directions, or it will have so many ideas. It would be so scattered. And I would wake up confused and I would go to bed defeated by my own confusion. And I went to the US to do a deep dive with Rich Litvin. And on the way there, he had already sent an email about confusion. And he quoted someone saying, "If you're not confused, you're on someone else's path." And I woke up 4 in the morning and I was thinking and meditating, reflecting on where does my confusion really come from? And I always thought that my fear from childhood, being terrorized and seeing so much violence and experiencing so much terror and violence, that fear sort of found its way out. And then suddenly I started connecting that my fear was being expressed through my confusion, and my confusion was keeping me completely stuck. I couldn't move forward. I couldn't really express myself. I couldn't really put my inner gold into my outer reality. And when I spotted it, I knew what I had to work with. So during this deep dive, I think it was the first 15 minutes, and Rich asked me some questions about this. I answered, and he said, "You got it. You can go home now." And I was so perplexed because I didn't even know who I would be without my confusion. I've been so many times into plant ceremonies just crying and begging, "Please, please, please, let me just experience one day without this brutal confusion." I felt so brutally lost in my own mind. And the last months, after a really tough process in January, where I devoted time and space to slow down and to look at all the places where the confusion and the fear were still active in the outside world, I met a lot of my fear on the inside, but I avoided it on the outside. So I went home and I met up with the family that I was a part of when I was horribly abused. And it was a magical meeting. And I got to see how strong the heart is and how powerful it is to heal, how powerful it is to let go of resentment. And I said to the daughters of the man who tried to kill me as a child and who horribly abused me, I said to them, there is no anger. Tell your dad there is no resentment, there is no anger, there is no hate. And please, let's make sure we don't pass this on to another generation. I went home after staying in Norway for a month, really exhausted. And then suddenly, when the sun started clearing in my mind again, it just didn't go down. And since I had all this space alone on this mountaintop with the sea view and nature next to me, I caught myself many times dancing in the forest when no one was looking. I felt so blissful inside that I thought, wow, I think I lost my mind now. And it feels good because it felt like I lost my mind to find my heart again. The pure, vibrant, innocent heart that loves everyone. And I connected to some of my deepest processes with ayahuasca, where I remember being a child and after even being abused, how deeply I loved those that was hurting me. And when I met the children from the dad who abused me, they said, "You never lost your smile, you never lost your laughter." They remember visiting me at this farm, and even though they were not allowed to touch me or hug me or give me any type of comfort or love, sometimes they would sneak me into their bed, and I would just lay in the bed and I would just touch their face and say, "You're real, you're here. You're real, you're here. You're real, you're here." And they said there was just something magical about my hands. And to be seen, to be understood, and to have your pain validated, not by someone who tries to fix you or undermine it, but for me, someone seeing me as a child and confirming to me that this was my experience, even though it was so absurd and it was so evil and sadistic, a part of me just started to let go. And for the first time in my life, I actually felt ready to write a book about my story, because I have met it in every avenue of my being, of my spirit, of my mind, but also on the outside. And I haven't made that many videos from this period because I've been so deeply falling in love with my own self. And I can't really explain it. I just feel completely out of this process of confusion, of despair. And I feel it when I'm with my clients now, because I'm coming from a place of completion, of fulfillment. And yes, I have so much work to do still, and I'm excited of doing it. But I feel the inner work I've done, it speaks for itself. I don't even have to utter any words with a client. The energy is the medicine that I bring. And the complete miraculous processes I've seen with clients lately is also because I feel I can transmit this process now from feeling fulfilled and blissful without having any people around me or having accomplished anything more special than just seeing and listening to my own self. And I feel I really found myself. I feel I'm home. I feel that my inner campfire that desperately was trying to make me feel warm and make every part of me that I had rejected come back into union, into embodiment. This campfire is finally glowing strong enough so that I can connect with more people every week, that I have the energy to be myself without all the masks and the characters. And I feel this campfire is finally ready to build its own community and to share more of the simple tools and processes I have used and been through to come to where I am now. I remember starting to feel this blissful, and it was so scary for me in the beginning, because I thought maybe I'm bipolar now, like my mom, or maybe I'm this, or maybe I'm that. And I talked to different people, and I thought I will not share this because before I feel this is actually a part of my new default setting. And today, when I was dancing in the forest yet again, I shared it with my friends, and Nick said, "Wow, it's a bear dancing of joy and bliss." And that's what I really feel that I have reclaimed. It's my true bliss and my true depth of going in the journey and peeling through every layer that I felt really didn't belong to me. It belonged to some generational trauma that I'm not even responsible for. And I made the commitment and devotion to myself that I will heal every single layer until I find who I really am. And I will meet any type of shadow. I will meet any type of fear, because I'm devoted to my own light. I'm devoted to my own love, and I'm devoted to my true self. And that is what I feel I finally have found. And even though I know that the plant spirit would say, and this is just the beginning, it's the beginning where I feel I'm walking on my own path now. Not the path of generational trauma, not the path of cultural conditioning, not the path of what everyone else said or think, or what everyone else might think I should or could do. This is my path. This is my mission. And I will spread the seed of my soul of fulfillment and completion and love to everyone I meet. I'm gonna make this flower blossom because I feel I've been a flower in hell before, and I needed to cry out oceans of grief before I had the soil to my soul where I felt I could finally grow into my infinite potential. So this is where I am right now. And it is scary to be so raw and real about something that is so good. It's easier to speak about hell than speaking about being a flower growing through hell. Because I feel when I'm fully me, I feel I'm in heaven. I don't want to even join the waiting list. I want to be there right now. And that's how I feel when I'm fully, deeply connected to who I am. I'm already home. I'm home. And this is what I was looking for.